Hey guys, Gary here, and welcome to another installment of Gary Says Some Things. Today, this episode is going to be a little bit different than the first two, and I don't really know what that means because the first two episodes weren't exactly similar by any stretch of the imagination, but this episode is going to be a little bit more somber because, well, for anyone who knows me well, they know that I am a big fan of cartoons and that I'm a big fan of voice actors. And unfortunately, a legendary voice actor passed away this past Saturday. A legend in a literal and a figurative sense because she was a Disney legend, as well as a legend in my mind. And I had the good fortune of getting to meet her a few years back at Stan Lee's Los Angeles Comic-Con. I want to say that's what it was called at the time. I don't know. They changed the name way too frequently, and I can't keep track of it. That being said, a lot of people didn't get to meet her. And she was someone that was loved by many. So I'm not making this video to brag about my experience. I'm just making this video to say this happened, and I'm very thankful for it. And I want to share this with you in case you didn't get the chance to meet her, and just kind of let you know what she was truly like. So, as I said, about 3 or 4 years ago, my friend Tim and I, we flew out to California for this convention. We were putting on a DuckTales panel for our podcast, Saturday Morning Rewind, and a co-podcast, Disney Afternoon Forever, DAF Radio. You can actually see this panel on YouTube still if you look up Disney Afternoon Forever or DAF Radio's YouTube account. I'm not exactly sure what name they're going by on YouTube. Probably should have checked that before I started recording. Anyways, so we put together a DuckTales 1987 panel. And we had some really cool people on it, some series writers and creators. We had voice actor Will Ryan, voice actor Brian Cummings. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple people, but the one that we worked really hard to get and we were able to get was Russi Taylor. And as far as I know, this is the only non-Disney convention that she has ever done. And I'm not even sure that she's done a D23 panel, but at any rate, we got her on this panel. And she was wonderful because she played all 4 of the kids on DuckTales. She played Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webigail. And she played them all differently, and she played them all brilliantly, which is very cool. And she goes into that more in the panel if you seek it out. But Russi, man, it was just so cool. I'm all these memories are hitting me all at once. I've never felt like I was in the Beatles. And whenever the panel was over and people were supposed to be going out the side door, everybody started rushing the stage to get to her. So my friend Neri and I, we had to block the stage and get it so that she could get to her wheelchair because she just temporarily injured herself and she couldn't move quickly. So she was partially wheelchair bound at that point. And so she got into the wheelchair, and while we were blocking her, Tim or someone else took off with her in the wheelchair, and we all started following and keeping people away as much as we could. And it just felt like the Beatles, right? Like where they come out of a building and then all of a sudden everyone sees them and they start chasing after them. And so we were running and we were ducking and dodging through corridors and hallways and elevators and all sorts of stuff to lose the tail that we had until we could finally get downstairs to the green room area where she could stay peacefully. So we finally got down there, and I got to talk with her for quite a little while, and we were all together, and she was sharing stories and feelings, and she ran into several previous cast members from Muppet Babies, Katie Lee, Greg Berg, and they were reminiscing, and it was just so much fun. One of the things that happened was Dwayne Johnson was supposed to show up to the convention, to the main stage, to do a panel for the new Jumanji film because that was just coming out at the time. So he gets there and he meets with Stan Lee, and they go up on the stage and they do their presentation, which takes about 30 minutes. Well, when Russi finds out that Dwayne Johnson is in the room next to us, she freaks out. She loves Dwayne Johnson, and she really wants to meet him. So I ran around talking to all the different volunteers trying to find someone who could make this hookup happen. and no one could, unfortunately. It never happened, and I do have some minor regrets that I couldn't get Russi to the Rock, but, you know, it just wasn't meant to be. He came in the back way, he went straight to the stage, he had security all around him. That's funny, right? This big hulking dude surrounded by security. And then as soon as the panel was over, he went through the back door, out, he was gone. That was it. That was all for the Rock. And, but it was cool. I did see him from a distance, but I could not get close to him because of his security. But, man, just so many great memories. And she was everything that you would hope she would be. She was sweet. She was funny. She was snarky. And, I mean, she was the living embodiment of Minnie Mouse, really, if I'm being honest. She really was. And she will be missed big time. A lot of people don't seem to know this whenever I bring it up. They're like, really? That's so cool. Minnie and Mickey were actually married in real life. Wayne Allwine was Russi Taylor's husband, and Wayne Allwine was the voice of Mickey from the mid-'80s up until his death in 2009. And same with Russi. She was the voice of Minnie Mouse from the mid-'80s up until her death 10 years after his. And there's something kind of sweet knowing that Mickey and Minnie are reunited. I don't know who they're going to get to play Minnie in the future. It's going to be a tough call, and it's going to be tough on that person, whoever gets the job, because the internet's going to go a little bit crazy about that, I think. But anyways, that's future focus. I'm not here to talk about the new person or anything like that. I wish them the best of luck whenever they step in, because it's going to be so hard, because Minnie was Russi and Russi was Minnie. And it's going to be so weird for the first time in my life hearing someone else do that voice. Although, I mean, of course, I've heard other people do it historically, but, you know, it was a great experience. I'm so thankful that it happened. And if you have memories of Russi Taylor, please leave a comment below and let me know. I would love to hear them. That's part of the reason why I made this, to start a conversation. Did you get to meet them, or her and Wayne? That would be even cooler. But yeah, I think that's probably going to conclude this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you about your favorite memories of Russi Taylor. Even if you didn't get to meet her, just like a story you read, or a thing you saw, or a thing you heard. You know, please share. Let's get this conversation going in memory of her. She was a wonderful human being, and just all around very gracious and kind. And like I said, just everything you would hope she would be. So, on to peppier things. I will be back very soon with 2 new videos, one of which will be another food-based item, not something new, but something in the 90s, a drink that I used to love, but no one seemed to remember it, and the internet, I couldn't find anything on it, and I was beginning to think that I made it up. But something happened. I now have proof. I'm going to make a video about it. It's going to be interesting if you care about this one specific thing that some people seem to post videos about. Take a guess. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think it is. Maybe you'll be right. And also, I will be doing an unboxing. My first toy unboxing, which is going to be pretty cool. Something that I got from SDCC. An event that I did not go to, but I had it shipped to my house because I don't like that kind of crowd. Not that kind of crowd, but crowds that large. That's what I mean. I love geeky things. Anyways, wow, I should have ended this a while ago. It's getting hot in my car. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.